So it all starts off with Peter Parker chasing after this bus right here. And worst of all, he being laughed at by this Hall of Fame stretch belly. And damn, niggas really be 40 with 15-year-old ops, cause why the bus driver up there cheesing dumb hard? MJ tells Ron Wilson from Sky High to let him on, and he does. But Peter walking through the aisle trying to find a seat and getting hit with the Heisman stiff arm every time. Don't even think about it, Four Eyes. I'm just like, man. What did he do to make these niggas that mad? Walking down some more, and the donut defender doing exactly what his job suggests, telling Peter nah mid-chew, even getting tripped. To think your life could go even more downhill after this is nuts, a baby type fall off. And so for context, the entire class is on the way to a museum, so we see Harry Osborn and his father Norman Osborn pull up. If y'all been living under a rock or some shit and don't know about him, let me just list some rational and positive things in his honor. Anyways, nigga, moving on. The class is inside learning about 15 spiders and all their abilities, but MJ looking closely like, nah, it's only 14 spiders in here. The tour guide thinking, bitch, why you snitching? Trying to get us shut down, and decides to move on with the tour. But the teacher, who somehow looks younger than the entire class, calls ISO for Peter to talk to Mary Jane, asking her to take a picture for that weak ass school paper nobody reads. While Peter taking these pictures, licking his lips mid-bricked up, a spider starts webbing down from the ceiling towards his hands. Peter locked in though, just spamming pictures, but MJ said, fuck this nerd ass little nigga, dipping up out of there, and same time, Peter gets bit by the spider, turning him into some kind of Spider-Man.
Say that again?
Peter goes home and he looking like he done got that good shit from Franklin saying, my boy need a sandwich and some ointment for that big ass spider bite. As Peter passes out, Diddy said, oh yeah, turn him over, deep those. So Peter wakes up quick, but when he stands up, he all of a sudden doesn't need his glasses anymore. Helen Keller cannot relate, looking further realizing he's built too. This type of transition overnight, yeah, he on that shit Hugh Jackman was on, nigga talking about some chicken and rice. Peter, you done in there beating your shit? It's time to go to school. May, get out before I slap your old ass with it. Meanwhile, all of this is going on. Norman Osborn is at Oscorp and decides to do human trials on himself, drinking some Hulk piss. It's worth mentioning that if this fails, then he gonna be begging Uncle Ben and Aunt May for some money, and that says a lot. So he can't fumble this. The entire chamber fills up with green gas, and Norman Osborn is inside spazzing, looking like Demi Lovato in her prime, but he eventually dies, and his assistant made the fatal mistake of being a good person. Marvel showed us before what happened when you switch to the good side. How you got super speed and can't dodge bullets, nigga. Green Goblin wakes up, grabbing him by the throat. Breath so bad it got bro looking like he about to cry.
Is them tears, bro?
Getting thrown away like the regulated side character he is. Bro tries getting up, but Green Goblin ain't even gonna let him get the chance, jumping, hitting this flamboyant ass pose as it just cuts to black. He not getting no DBZ ass in it though. He's definitely dead, and not only that, the Goblin suit and glider is gone. Meanwhile, Peter is back at school eating some shit that's gonna give him a mutation worse than the one he already had when MJ walks past slipping on some OJ. Not you, nigga. Catching her to plate an apple milk sandwich and jello, and she can't believe it. He got the reflexes of Johnny Depp living with Amber Heard. I wish I knew what else them hands do. Peter not used to having bitches talk to him though, so he's unable to speak as she just walks away. Peter having a pity party thinking about how he just fumbled that but has a fork attached to his hands. Him not trying to be compared to Rod Wave pulls it off, webbing a tray, pulling it, weave, and it lands on Flash. Peter said,
I'm not gonna be here.
Dipping up out of the lunchroom, but the tray is still stuck on his web, and Flash of course goes out to press him. He's been putting Peter in that bully pose for mad long, so he just goes to sneak his ass, but Peter dodges. We done got 3 versions of Flash Thompson in live action, all more disappointing than the other. I gotta fight villains like Venom on a regular, and you telling me I'm supposed to be intimidated by a nigga with a lesbian cut? Stay away from Mary Jane, nerd. Flash, she for the whole tri-state area past the rock. Flash must have thought he was the first nigga to hit those. Bro think he Jackie Robinson, throwing a left, but Peter dodges and another left. Peter Parker out here moving like the Flash, more than Flash, dodging his punch in real time. Fake ass bracelet, nigga got this shit from Claire's, I should know. And Peter, like his limbo, dodges, leaning all the way back, looking at MJ. And Flash Thompson, being a reasonable man he is, decides to jump Peter, trying to surround him, but he does a triple backflip, sticking the landing. Bro seen that and was like, nah, this all you, big bro. Flash running in, getting dodged 4 times, double block, grab, twisting his arm. Imagine getting embarrassed by a nigga you bully every day. This is like if Vegeta got an actual win against Frieza. Peter hits him mad hard, sending him flying across the floor, getting school lunch, dropping left on his face. Knowing how school food is prepared, that shit gotta be radioactive. He gonna get up looking like Two-Face. But after Peter done packed the flash like a lunchbox, he has post-nut clarity. What have I become? Running away and begins testing his powers, figuring out that he can climb, shoot white fluid out his wrist, and swing building to building. Oh, maybe not yet. But later on that night, while Peter is talking with MJ, he gets interrupted by Flash pulling up in his new car, and we all know MJ going. Peter, knowing that his parents left him some shoestring, a paperclip, and some chewed gum in their will, signs up for a wrestling match to win $3,000 to buy a car to impress Mary Jane. Man, I know Peter Pop's rolling in his grave right now. All the versions of Peter Parker there is, and he's the only one that gets no bitches. We fast forward to the day of the wrestling match. Uncle Ben giving Peter that with great power comes great responsibility, but Peter not trying to hear it. Shut your old ass up, bro, talking about power. Ours been out for months. Ain't it your responsibility to pay the bill? And for some reason, Peter just starts letting it fly. And another thing, I'm tired of eating fucking spam and oodles and noodles. What is this, prison? Chase a bag. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Slamming the car door. Peter now about to let his uncle ruin his night though, walking in to see Macho Man Randy Savage slamming a nigga on the mat. But hey, I love wrestling growing up. It broke my heart when I found out that shit was faker than a Kardashian. But this right here, not so much. Jumping from the top rope, hitting him with a flying elbow drop. Peter is next in line while dudes is calling next on his girl, but the lady at the table telling him he ain't got the facilities for this match. This isn't the junior high league small fry. You're gonna need all 8 tentacles for what he about to do to you. Peter not caring though, just thinking,
5,000! 5,000! $5,000!
okay, it's your funeral. When your ribs look like ground beef, don't try to sue. That's the last thing she should have been worried about. Peter don't got no money or sense, because when we cut, we see Macho Man tossing Kai Cenat over the ropes into a table. But all of that don't matter. Peter ain't got no choice but to get his bag up for MJ, walking out the street.
Yo, who the fuck is this nigga?
I hope you brought your mommy with you, spider freak. Bro, his mom is dead, and they throwing popcorn at this nigga head. Peter keeps walking down though, seeing the guy from the last match.
My back! My neck and my back! Oh!
But this isn't any normal match. This is a cage match, meaning Peter can't escape, trapping a fighter so they can't leave. Yeah, the promoter is definitely Vince McMahon. The first round starts and Peter immediately webs up, making bro kiss the cage. He like, bro, what you doing up there? Stop running, you mad pussy. And seeing this and not being able to connect the dots that this is Spider-Man is nuts. That's like not knowing Starlight be impersonating Michael Jackson. Peter jumps down, landing and webs up, flipping out the way. But this is New York. I've seen niggas get jumped for less. So Shorty hands him a steel chair, hitting Spider-Man over the head with it over and over and over again. He's on the ground, dazed, seeing nothing but DDG music circling around in his head. Straight ass. Getting pulled away and throwing him wall to wall like that one Chris Brown song. But Spider-Man locks in. He needs that car so he can drop Mary Jane off at her Sneaky Link's house, kicking him twice and just start mixing his shit, finishing it off with 3 hard kicks. When Peter was getting his brains turned into seafood, that Spidey sense must have kicked in, hitting him with the monkey flip into the cage, knocking his ass out. The match is over, but when Peter goes to collect his bread, the promoter gives him $100 instead of the $3,000 that was promised, and it's because he finished him in 2 minutes instead of 3. I need that money. I missed the part where that's my problem. But while Peter is walking away, this Ian Hawke looking ass nigga sticks up the promoter, robbing him of all his shit. But instead of stopping him, Peter just lets him go. He's like, bro, you was ragdolling my best fighter. Why you ain't stop him? And that's when Peter says the line.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
I know Peter felt so tough after saying that, not even knowing that nigga, it's your problem now, because he walks outside seeing a bunch of police and people surrounding someone on the ground thinking nothing of it until they started describing him. Wow, I can't believe someone shot this homeless old man. Nigga, he ain't homeless, he just got holes in his clothes, no money and no shoes. Peter heard no money and was like, oh, that's my uncle. And come to find out that the guy that Peter let go was the one who shot his uncle. He also jacked his car that probably won't make it past the next block as Peter starts making his way towards the car, climbing and swinging across New York City. And can we take a moment to appreciate how good the CGI was back in the day? Now we stuck with shit like the Black Widow movie with this Nick Jr. ass budget. Spider-Man swings in, landing on top of the car, punching through, grabbing bro's face, but he pulls out the blicky, spraying at Spider-Man, but he jumps off, landing on top of a semi. Peter wasn't letting up though. Tell them what you do, big bro.
I walk shit down, nigga!
flipping off the semi onto the car, punching it, which of course makes it spiral out of control and crash into the gate. That car and 50 cents was the only thing Uncle Ben left to Peter, so he's tight, grabbing him before he can leave, eat that and another one into the glass, throwing him away. Peter was done turning him into Quentin Tarantino all the time, walking him down, weave, backflip, kick, and jumps up, kicking him into the window. We all know characters that wear masks love those things. Take Michael Myers for example. If you try and take that shit off, he gonna be moving mad insecure, but my son Peter takes off the mask and picks him up, but starts realizing that he was the guy from the wrestling match. Dummy right here decided to up a gun in Spider-Man's face, getting his arm grabbed, no more beating his shit, and he stumbles back, falling out the window to his death. Minutes later, the police come to search the building, but Spider-Man done disappeared. Meanwhile, on a random base, they're testing weapons for their program, but here's the thing, this company right here is a direct competitor of Oscorp, as Green Goblin comes through booming their shit for no reason at all. So a few months pass, Peter done graduated, and after Aunt May comes to talk with him, your uncle, he was special, but be better than him. Nigga was named Ben and touched no Benjamins. And it was there that Peter Parker decided to become Spider-Man. He first saves this nice Asian couple from being robbed of their money, get my nigga Jackie Chan his shit back.
That's gotta be racist, there's no way.
Then saves this Brinks truck from being robbed, straight ass to face, throwing him, and bro pulls out the gun but kick and a jumping kick, stealing a page out of Draymond Green book, jumping off his chest and a double punch, smiling for the picture. And it's really hilarious. People will see a picture of Spider-Man like this and never even bat an eye as to who took it. So while Peter Parker living the best he has since childhood, Norman Osborn is going through it, getting fired from his own company, and decides the only reasonable thing to do about it is kill every single board member, pulling up to the Osborn Unity Day parade. And now that I'm thinking about it, this low-key valid. The company was about to get shut down, I saved it, and now you all decide to fire me? Nah, hold these, turning these boys into skeletons while Harry gets hit in the head with the rock. This whole parade has been turned upside down, and Mary Jane is about to get hit with that Black Widow treatment, which is understandable. They both got more bodies than the entire Kardashian family tree, but Spider-Man not finna let that happen, swinging in, kicking and making him fall all the way down. The cops here, not knowing what they're dealing with for real, started full court pressing Green Goblin. Stop right there, Dookie man. Excuse me, two-piece throwing bro away in the left right, but turns around to see Spider-Man flying in, and just look at how he's standing there unfazed.
And I don't got nothing to lose. I don't got no family. I don't got no kids. I don't got nothing, nigga.
Block, kicking Spider-Man back first into the table, landing on a light post. Spider-Man is clearly immune to having his back broken. Mary Jane cannot relate. Goblin jumps on his glider and starts spraying at Spider-Man, but yo.
I was like, damn nigga, what you doing out here with all this ass?
Spider-Man dodging and weaving bullets and explosives, webbing up to the balloon, but here's Mary Jane screaming for her life. This isn't the first time he's heard these, but he locks in, jumping balloon to balloon, but gets grabbed by Goblin and crashed into the window. Goblin up there banging his head into the wall, trying to talk some sense into him like, yo, bro, why you still trying to save her? She for the entire Marvel universe.
She is very gorgeous to me.
Double elbow gut shot duck, but catches a three-piece falling on his back. Peter knowing that MJ gonna be like,
boy, if you don't get the fuck out my face.
If he loses this, webs Goblin in the face, unnecessary backflip, ripping out the power to the Goblin glider while bro spinning out of control talking about some we'll meet again. But hey, he was right. And so for context, Green Goblin had pulled up to the Daily Bugle kidnapping Spider-Man, but people must have seen the leaks of him carrying Peter like a newborn baby because the entirety of New York City hates him now. But it don't matter. Spider-Man pulls up to a burning building saving this woman's baby and hears an old lady screaming and decides to go back in, crashing through the window. He's looking around and spots her, but her old senile ass just pacing around the room, so he's like, hey, you ain't Aunt May, I'll leave you here, reaching out to comfort her, but it's Green Goblin hitting him with the right, sending him flying through mad walls. Your own week, nigga dressed up as an old lady just to get his run back. Green Goblin still trying to recruit Spider-Man to the Sinister Six though, asks him if he trying to join, but he's like, bitch, I'd rather die! Throwing a Razorback, but Spider-Man weaves 2 and 3 more after that, but Eda left. I wonder why he trying to recruit Spider-Man so bad.
I was on the team with a whole bunch of LA Fitness niggas. Nobody, no badges. We had a Mike. I'm sorry I gotta say your name. You are the worst, one of the worst hoopers in the whole country, bro.
Right, weaving a Razorback but gets kicked, blocking a nasty elbow, got Green Goblin turned around like somebody called his name. And for some reason, Spider-Man just says, fuck defending myself, that Rihanna technique, blocking a Razorback but gets cut on the arm, but left webbing him in a kick as the building starts falling apart and Spider-Man just decides to dip up out of there. So later on, Peter, Aunt May, Harry, and Norman are all having dinner in the biggest apartment in NYC when Norman notices that Peter's arm has a cut on it, the exact same cut from when he was running Spider-Man pockets earlier, and leaves out. But later on that same night when Aunt May is praying, he straight up booms the entire side of her house for none other than shits and giggles. This is a sick man. I'm convinced he did all of this because she smacked his hand for not saying grace first. But Aunt May is fine, safe in the hospital. Can't say the same for MJ though, waking up on top of a skyscraper almost falling off the side. And it's clear that the Green Goblin has orchestrated this whole thing, coming through trying to clip her, but she ducks and for some sinister reason decides to blow up the bridge, causing a 40-car pileup and the tramway to start falling, but Green Goblin catches it. And his plan right here is to make Spider-Man choose the love of his life or 20 innocent people. Two very equal choices here, especially since more than 100 people have been through MJ. Drop it both, but we all know Peter.
Fuck them kids.
Jumping and catching MJ, swinging down, and is able to grab the tramway too and saves them both. Spider-Man is holding them both up with one arm on some Hansel and Manuel type timing, and Goblin starts spinning back, so he tells MJ to climb down, but she talking about I can't. This bitch is a full timer at Magic City and all of a sudden you can't slide down a pole. Goblin comes in quick though, landing a right, but MJ down there shaking like a bag of Skittles, and Goblin said I think we ain't done yet, flying in an uppercut, but Spider-Man is able to grab the cable and MJ holds on to the railing. That spider bite ain't do all that. Peter got that Quagmire arm and we all know why. Goblin's sick of this shit though, flying in but gets beamed in the head, looking around getting smacked in the head again, and it's none other than by NYC residents putting in work, and they talking about crazy. Yo, Derek White, leave him alone before we come running your mouth.
What?
Nigga, you gay.
But that distraction was all they needed for MJ and the tramway to land safely. But Spider-Man, not so much, grappling him, dragging him across the city, throwing him into an abandoned building. He getting ragdolled, but Webb's dodging out the way of the shrapnel, crashing through the glass and landing. Spider-Man tries standing up, but Goblin doesn't even let him get the chance, throwing a pumpkin bomb, blowing the entire side of his face off, and he just goes crashing through walls. Goblin trying to tell him we can either do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way. Block, gut shot, weave, and a knee into a mean left hook. Got Pete looking like he about to do the handsome Squidward turn into an uppercut. Got him believing he can fly, landing on his back. Spider-Man be getting hit with attacks like these. No wonder he was having more back problems than James Charles. Goblin flips in, spamming a triple left, and Peter tries dipping up out of there, webbing but gets hit with a flying clothesline. Spider-Man getting his shit spread like butter, and it just keeps on going, hitting him with the left, sending him tumbling, and that's when Spider-Man decides to put some space between them, creating a web, but peeps him pulling that shit apart like it's nothing and tries sneaking him, but that don't work, kicking him into a wall and another knee, and it's here where Goblin just decides to turn into fucking Liu Kang, hitting Spider-Man with a flying kick right into the wall, stepping on his hand, and it's at this point Peter has already accepted his fate, but it's when Goblin starts talking about Mary Jane that he locks back in, grabbing a spear, and they both struggle for a bit, but Spider-Man throws him into the wall, Peter not trying to fight for real, telling him,
Stay down. Final warning.
but he gets right back up and gets tripped and sat back down, webbing the structure above him, crushing him. He should be looking like Flat Stanley, but when he's struggling to get back up, Spider-Man webs in, tackling him into the wall, and now he's got him right where he wants him, in the corner, picking him up, gut shot right, and starts putting the beats on him, but tries busting out Talk No Jutsu. Bro, chill, it's me, Norman Osborn. And Peter like,
oh no, this can't be.
Listen bro, MJ not for the streets, I promise. Stop fucking lying. But the entire time he was just trying to hit Peter with that fake out, but Spider-Man senses the glider flipping out the way and it impales Green Goblin instead. And that's it, Norman Osborn dies and Peter finally listens to the advice that everybody been trying to give him.
She belongs to the streets.